welcome to this explainer. Let's get right into it, shall we? Today we are tracing an absolutely relentless pursuit of excellence that forged a legacy spanning all the way from the early, bumpy days of motor cars to the cutting-edge modern engines that literally power global flight today. We're looking at the evolution of Rolls Royce, a company whose name has basically become synonymous with the absolute peak of engineering. Just to help us wrap our heads around the sheer scale of what we're talking about, think about the number 3.5 billion. That is the number of people the Rolls-Royce Trent engine family has transported since it first entered service. We are talking about family holidays, vital business trips, and crucial humanitarian missions. It's a truly staggering impact on global human connection. To put that footprint into perspective, a Rolls-Royce powered aircraft takes off or lands somewhere in the world literally every 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, another flight. It's almost hard to fathom that level of ubiquity and reliability. But to really understand how they achieved this modern dominance, we have to look back at exactly how it all started. Moving into Section 1, Poverty to Pioneering Engineer. It's a stark contrast to the global giant we know today. Sir Frederick Henry Royce was born into total poverty back in 1863. After his father's business failed and he passed away in 1872, a young Royce had to go right to work selling newspapers and delivering telegrams. Get this, he had exactly 1 year of formal schooling, just one. But by 1884, driven by a self-taught enthusiasm for mechanics and electricity, he founded his very first engineering business in Manchester, making switches and dynamos. So, the real turning point in our story happens right here in 1903. Royce bought his first motor vehicle, a second-hand 10-horsepower de Calville. And frankly, he hated the thing. It completely failed to meet his incredibly rigorous self-imposed standards. But instead of just complaining about it, he stripped the whole car down, redesigned it, and built his own highly reliable vehicle by 1904. That single moment sparked a lifelong philosophy of continuous, uncompromising improvement. Okay, Section 2. The Rolls-Royce Partnership. When Royce actually met Charles Stewart Rolls in 1904, it was basically a match made in engineering heaven. They perfectly complemented each other. You had Royce bringing the technical expertise and an absolute obsession with rigorous testing, and then Rolls, who ran an agency for French cars in London, brought the financial support and the sharp business skills needed to actually sell them. They formalized their partnership in 1906, creating Rolls-Royce Limited. The results of this partnership? Pretty much instantaneous. By 1907, their cars were already dominating. The now legendary Silver Ghost began scooping up prestigious awards specifically for its engineering reliability. In just a few short years, this duo had established Rolls-Royce as the absolute pinnacle of luxury worldwide. Which brings us to Section 3, Taking to the Skies. So they conquered the roads, right? But you're probably wondering, how did we get to that 3-second takeoff statistic? How does a boutique, elite motor car company manage to transition into a global aviation giant that moves billions of people? Well, the answer is necessity. The outbreak of the First World War was really the bridge moment. Rolls had always been interested in aviation, but it was the war that forced Royce's hand. He took that incredibly reliable Silver Ghost car engine, tweaked it, and created the 200-horsepower Eagle engine for the Admiralty in 1915. It was a massive success, resulting in over 6,000 orders and playing a hugely significant part in the war effort. From there, the evolution of their aviation power was just rapid fire. By 1928, Royce's R engine set a staggering world airspeed record of 357.7 miles per hour. That experience directly led to the prototype for the legendary 12-cylinder Merlin engine in the 1930s. When World War II broke out, it was the Merlin that powered the iconic Spitfires and Hurricanes. Royce's contributions to British aviation were so profound, he was actually created a baronet in 1930. Moving on to Section 4, Engines Designed to Last. Fast forward back to the modern era, and you can see Royce's philosophy is still very much alive in the famous Trent engine family, which is currently celebrating 30 years since entering service. Remember Royce's obsession with continuous improvement? It's literally built right into the Trent. Its durable 3-shaft architecture is completely scalable. It allows engineers to constantly take the newest, most mature technologies and insert them back into earlier in-service engines. So these engines don't just age, they actually get upgraded and improve over time. And the market clearly loved this reliability. Back in 2010, there were about 1,500 Trent engines in service. Today, we are looking at nearly 6,000. Through relentless engineering, they've reduced fuel consumption by 15%, and improved reliability an incredible 8-fold since the very first Trent. For passengers like us, that means delays or cancellations because of an engine are practically unheard of, ensuring you get to your much-needed holiday safely and on time. But here's a real game changer today. It's not just the hardware, it's their business model. The Total Care model, which is part of their Care Store services, completely revolutionized aviation. Instead of just selling an engine and walking away, they aligned their own interests with the airlines. They charge based on engine flying hours. This cleverly transfers the risk from the airline right back to Rolls Royce, providing absolute cost certainty and practically eliminating unwanted surprises. This alignment is a big reason they achieve a massive 99% dispatch reliability. And finally, Section 5, the future of flight. So with such a dominant presence in the skies today, where do they go next? Well, they certainly aren't sitting still. Rolls Royce is currently investing over £1 billion into the future. A huge chunk of this is their durability enhancement package for engines like the Trent 1000 and 7000. This investment literally doubles the engine's time on the wing. It's all about maximizing utilization and making sure these incredibly complex machines stay up in the air, doing their job longer and more efficiently than ever before. Their next massive pivot is environmental. And this is pretty remarkable. 100% of the entire Trent engine family is already fully compatible with sustainable aviation fuel, or SAF. In fact, a Trent 1000 powered the world's very first 100% SAF transatlantic passenger flight back in 2023. By ensuring their existing fleet can run entirely on sustainable fuel right now, they are aggressively fast-tracking the industry's transition to net zero flight. As for the next generation of hardware, enter the UltraFan. This beast is the world's largest demonstrator Aero engine. It is the absolute pinnacle of modern aviation innovation, packed with a suite of new tech designed to deliver even greater fuel efficiency and radically lower emissions. And just like the current Trent fleet, the UltraFan is built ready to run on 100% sustainable aviation fuel from day one. As we wrap up this explainer, this whole story really anchors back to one single phrase: the pursuit of excellence. It's incredible to think a guy with just 1 year of formal education, whose refusal to accept a frustrating, unreliable secondhand car, sparked a global empire. Today, generations of world-class engineers are still applying that exact same DNA to modern aviation. Which leaves us with a pretty big question. We've seen how a relentless drive for reliability took us from bumpy dirt roads to a global network where a plane lands every 3 seconds. So, as Rolls-Royce powers us toward an urgently needed net zero future, how will this historic, uncompromising pursuit of excellence shape the next century of human connection? It's going to be a fascinating journey to watch unfold. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, and keep pursuing your own excellence out there.